Derrick Hall hits 2 home runs as the cleanup hitter for the Phillies yesterday in their 14-4 win over the Braves. I'll say, going into that game, as I said on this show, I looked at this game as a game you had to salvage the third game of this series and avoid the sweep. When you put up 14 runs and they got a position player finishing out the game for them, it makes it feel like it was not much of a salvage and more of a stomping. But still, nonetheless, they did salvage game 3. So let's not split hairs that I don't have. But with Derrick Hall hitting those 2 home runs, he said something after the game that I thought was great. He's getting interviewed by John Kruk and Tom McCarthy on NBC Sports Philly after the game. And he gets asked about being hit in the 4-hole, batting cleanup for this team immediately coming up from the minors, right in that spot. John Kruk asked him, what does that kind of do for your confidence? How's that make you feel? And all that stuff. And Derrick Hall said something that I thought was beautiful. And to paraphrase what he said, that's home for me. That's where I'm comfortable. I'm familiar with it, I believe is the word he actually used. I'm familiar with it. It's familiar to me. And I thought about that. And baseball players are so odd where like Bobby Abreu is the guy I always go to, who would have been the best leadoff hitter the Phillies ever had if he would have batted leadoff. He always got deep in the counts, on base percentage in the 400s, would hit you at 20-some home runs a season, could steal bases, good instincts on the base paths. But he just, in his mind, he couldn't do it. So as the legend goes, he told Larry Bowa, thanks, but no thanks, I can't do it. Where are you bad in the order, despite the fact you're doing the exact same thing? And despite the fact that the order really is only once. I mean, when you really think about it, what do we say all the time about a leadoff hitter? You're really only leading off once, okay? Then you have multiple leadoff hitters throughout each inning, basically. So as the game goes on. So there's just certain things that guys can't wrap their head around. And maybe Topper knows that about Derrick Hall. Said, well, if I move him to the 7-hole, he's not a 7-hole hitter. I don't have anybody beating the brakes off a baseball in the 4 spot right now, so why don't I bring up a masher and just put him in there and see how it goes? As I said yesterday, I didn't like that idea when you had this kind of lineup and you had this kind of money spent on this lineup to produce and guys weren't producing. I thought that it was odd to have a 26-year-old rookie who's never played, obviously, Major League Baseball. I didn't think it was a good idea to say, hey, go back, clean up, and, save us, basically. That rubbed me the wrong way, and I stated that yesterday. But the way Derrick Hall explained it after the game made a lot of sense. It's like, yeah, this is – what do you want me to hit leadoff? You want me to bat 7th, 8th, 9th? No, this is where I'm comfortable. This is the routine I'm used to. And baseball players, like a lot of athletes, but I think particularly baseball players, are all about routine. It's like, I think even more so, it's like a kicker in the NFL who, when they know they're going to be kicking a field goal to potentially win the game, they go through their whole thing, and then they're ready, and they go out there and they kick. It's like baseball players when they know their spot in the order, or a bullpen arm knowing his job in that in the bullpen. And if he's a long relief guy, if he's the closer, if he's a 8th inning, if he's a setup man, whatever. They like to know when they're going to be going out there. They like to have their routine. And Derrick Hall yesterday with 2 home runs showed you that routine is how he's most comfortable and where he's most comfortable. And yesterday, despite the fact he did his second home run off a position player, I don't give a damn. It's the second game in the big leagues, and the guy goes yard twice. First hit as a big league ball player is a home run. Couldn't be happier for him. And credit to Thompson for understanding that about him. And he gave him a lot of credit after the game, saying simply that the guy has a great work ethic, and he got exactly what he deserved, which was in his first 2 games in the big leagues, he's got 2 home runs. Albeit both of them came in one game, doesn't matter. And in a 14-4 stomping of a division rival. That's huge. And going forward into the St. Louis Cardinals series, you hope that he keeps it going. Now, let me get to the moment that I got some tweets from y'all's people. Mally, you hit me up. Dan Schwartz, you hit me up. My man Brandon hit me up as well. Brandon hit me up. Nick Castellanos hit a home run in June. Happy July, everybody. But Nick Castellanos did hit a home run yesterday. It was a 3-run home run that really helped that second inning explode yesterday off Ian Anderson. That was a thing of beauty. And I give Nick Castellanos full credit. And I can only hope, as we say almost every time Nick Castellanos does something well, I can only hope that this is the start of something special.